just talk to us for a few minutes about China, why you were there, what you saw when you were there, and going back to this idea of global competitiveness. How long were you in China?
This trip, 9 days.
9 days. And this is approximately the 6th trip you've taken since 2009?
Yes.
Why have you gone there so often, may I ask?
We have been really growing our programs that are relevant to China. For example, we've added a language major in Chinese that's proved very popular. We've added Chinese as an option in the international engineering program. And we've done that because we think China is, along with America, going to be the single most influential country. Those two countries are going to be the most influential countries in the 21st century. It's going to be the United States and China, I think. Will largely determine the course of the world's economy, and probably the course of a lot of things that happen in the world will be the interaction between the United States and China, and the degree to which we either collaborate or compete will be critical. And we think that we can benefit that future by, as a research university, by engaging with our counterparts in China and preparing our students to be productive in a global economy where the two largest economies are going to be the U.S. economy and the Chinese economy. And that's what we want to prepare our students for. So we began on that strategy a few years ago, and it's been paying off. And one of the things that's been paying off has been in building partnerships in China with very prominent, successful universities there. And
tell us about the dynamic stuff going on and the building up that's going on in China, as opposed to us kind of being stuck.
Well, let's just take one example. Zhejiang University is going to build a new college of oceanography, a new oceanographic institute.
Where are they located again?
They're in Hangzhou. The Chinese have just dedicated 50 hectares.
Is that coastal? That's why I'm asking.
No, because their oceanography, it's not coastal. Their oceanographic institute will be built on an island off the coast, connected to the mainland by a bridge. 50 hectares of land they've just been given. They will be investing over the next few years $300 million in one university to build one oceanographic institute. And now they're doing similar levels of investment in all of their major universities.
Do you think the last time the United States saw a similar kind of burst of investment and energy in higher ed would have been during the whole Sputnik race to the moon?
1960s, unquestionably.
Pretty far back.
Was the last time, I think.
Yeah.
But that's also when we saw exponential growth by all indicators in the world and as a global leader in higher ed, right?
Yeah.
So that was the last time the U.S. saw this kind of...
And the colleges and universities in the United States expanded dramatically after World War II because of the GI Bill. Those were a lot of veterans that sought a college education, and we had to build capacity for that. And secondly, then you had the impetus of Sputnik and the dawn of the technological era, which really further stimulated major investments in U.S. in terms of developing our capabilities in science and engineering. That's where you saw several new campuses of the University of California were created in the 60s. You saw expansion of higher education practically coast to coast in the 60s, and the development of massive infrastructure for research. So that's when we began really developing some of the national laboratories much more aggressively. So it's been a long time since the United States has had a systematic investment of that magnitude in higher education.
And it seems to me you're saying
what's
maybe
happening
it's
in China
time.
right now. I think nationally I would say it's time for us to take a very hard look at whether we are blighting the future of the United States by short-term thinking and not preparing to be competitive in the global economy.
Because China and India aren't sitting around waiting.
They're not sitting around.
Okay. Paul, do you have anything else? No, this is great. Thank you so much for
very
coming in to
welcome.
speak with us. It was